So I'm on the Cannon Valley bike trail. I just dropped my kayak off in Cannon Falls, and I'm gonna kayak the Cannon River from Cannon Falls down to Welch, which is about 7 miles. I think the biking portion is maybe closer to 6 on this trail. How you doing? So we got about a 30-minute bike ride, followed by a couple hours on the river. When I dropped the kayak off, the river looks like it's moving at a pretty good rate. Good water level, moving faster than any of the rivers I've done so far. So we'll see how that goes. Didn't look too bad, but I mean it's moving faster than the ones I've done so far, which none of them have been very fast at all. So on this portion of the river, this trail runs right alongside it. So it's a perfect place to do a bikes, kayaking, and automobiles trip. This is a pretty good trail. It's not too rough. And the river from here looks like it looks pretty good. Doesn't look like something I'll have any problems with. This is actually a really nice ride. It's mostly shaded, there's trees all around. The trail itself is probably better than average as far as like how the pavement is. The only downside to this, biking this trail, is it's pretty much a downhill going the other way. So it's an uphill all the way back up to where my kayak is as it follows the river. So that's the only downside I can see on this so far, is that it's uphill the whole way. So it looks like we're on the last mile. I'm not sure if this is still the Cannon Valley Trail or if it's turned into the city trail yet. The sign back there looked like it turned into the city trail. And this should take us right to where I left the kayak. I'm gonna pass you guys again, sorry.
That's okay.
Took a wrong turn. Yep, there's the kayak. Where are your guys' lines? Oh, I just want to make sure I didn't go through your lines. Yep. She's moving. This is probably the roughest water that I've gone through so far. I'm gonna go over here. Just kind of let it carry me through so I don't do anything to mess it up. Yeah, this will definitely be a bigger test than what I've been used to, because this is a lot faster than the other rivers I've done. But that bike ride was a really nice bike ride getting here, and so far the day's been going really well. And I think it's about 6-7 miles to where the takeout point is. Wow, a lot of little rapids. I don't know if those are called rapids. I'm gonna call them rapids. And I'm just gonna get in it and let it take me. That was some water. Pull the scupper plugs out once. Get through here and let the water drain out. Okay, so we're on the Cannon River. Started off with a couple little small series of small rapids. Get things moving to start off the day. And I chose this river as my 5th kayaking trip and my 2nd bikes, kayaks, and automobiles trip. Because this is one of the wild and scenic rivers designated by the state of Minnesota. I did the Rum River earlier. That's another one of the ones designated by Minnesota. And I did the St. Croix a few weeks back, and that's a nationally designated wild and scenic river. This river is also ranked, I don't know if anyone looks at that ranker.com, but they rank the rivers in the country, and this one is ranked on there. I don't remember where it was on the list. I think down like 20 or something, but it was on the list. The list of canoeing rivers, anyway. I look at the canoeing rivers because they're less likely to have rapids than the kayaking rivers. And I also chose this because it's the perfect one to do for a bike kayaking trip, because that Cannon Valley Trail literally runs right next to this river. And when I biked back here from where the takeout point is, aside from the little bit of a dirt road that I had to take from where the takeout point was to the trail, it was literally the trail the whole way. It was the Cannon Valley Trail, and then it turned into a city park trail or something like that. But it literally took me right there. So I estimated this trip would take probably a little over 2 hours at 3 miles an hour, which is basically what I've been paddling on other rivers that I've done. But this one, at the pace it's moving, I think it'll go even a lot faster than that, because this is definitely the fastest river I've been on. I mean, it's number 5, so I don't have a huge resume of rivers to go by, but it is definitely the fastest one, without question. I wonder if this river always has all these little mini rapids, or if it's just the water level's lower than it normally is. I checked the DNR website and it said it was medium, which is, you know, good for paddling. So it must be about what it normally is at. kind of nice. Makes things a little more interesting. Kind of like this river. I mean, it's really pretty. It's got nice trees on the side. And you really feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere. Like you just sit here and you feel like you're really out in the middle of nowhere. I think I'd have to say of the 5 rivers I've done so far, I really liked the Rum River. That was the very first one that I did. And I really liked that one. It was calm. It was, you know, a very narrow river, small river. But scenery-wise and just like, you know, the flow of the water on this one is so much nicer. I think I'd have to say this is my favorite river so far. I mean, just those trees alone. I mean, most of them look like they're falling down, but you could probably float down this river at 3 miles an hour. That's how fast I'm moving. I'm not even paddling. You guys taking a break? It's beautiful today, huh? What's that? You did? I haven't seen one yet. I'll start looking, thanks. Those guys said they saw 3 bald eagles today. I haven't seen one yet, but I wasn't really looking either. Should we go left or should we go right? Let's try left. Looks like where the water wants to go. So I know these aren't rapids really that I'm going through, or maybe a little they are. I mean, I don't know if you'd call that a rapid, but I'm really trying to do that find the V in the water thing, so you know you're going through the right spot. I figure start practicing now so it becomes a habit where I don't have to think about it later when I do, you know, ever encounter actual real rapids. I was about a mile in or so on the bike trail, and I looked down and I saw this island here with the big fallen tree on it. And I made a note of it to know that when I get to about this point, I got, well, I mean, it might be longer on the river, but a mile to maybe a mile and a half left. This has been probably the best trip that I've done with the kayak. The water's moving. You know, the scenery has been amazing. And I feel like I didn't even talk as much on this one as I normally do. But it's just because you just kind of want to sit here and just listen. If you've never done this river, I highly suggest it. I can see why it's been designated a wild and scenic river, because this one I can really see it with. This one is really pretty. I mean, the other ones I could see it as well, but this one I really can. And the water moves, but it's not too fast even for a newbie like me. And there's little mini rapids all over the place, but none of them were too bad at all. That first one, I got a big load of water in the kayak, but other than that, I got through them all just fine. And it's just really pretty, and you just kind of want to sit here. So I'm going to end this video here, and to sum it up, the bike trail was really nice. Not the best pavement, but you know, better than average. It was good. And the fact that it runs right along the river and I could take it the whole way without having to go on city streets was awesome. This river for paddling is, like I said, the best one that I've done. I mean, obviously this is only number 5, so it's not judging it by a lot, but this is by far the best one, next to the Rum, which is my second favorite. And if you like this kind of stuff, I'll be doing a lot of kayaking in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area, maybe some northern Iowa this summer. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.